this ever happened to you? You walk into a room and you completely forgot why you've been there. You reread the same lines again and again and again and still don't remember it. Or you spend hours together studying it and the next day, it's gone. You start wondering, is there something wrong with me? But what if I told you that with simple strategies and a framework I'm going to give, you can improve your memory massively and regain control over it. Hi everyone, my name is Siddharth. I'm a former national memory athlete, and here on this channel, we explore various amazing and powerful ways on how we can improve our mind, memory, and our overall well-being. Recently, even I gave my first ever TEDx talk. Link in the description if you want to check that out after this video. But we'll directly dive into what I want to call the ROAR framework to make your memory more powerful. I want to talk about one fascinating thing I've actually seen in the journey of me studying. Many a times when I want to remember something, for example, it's a long derivation. In physics, we had long derivation. In maths, we have long derivation, if you all remember. So what happens is, when I want to remember long derivations like that, what I do is glance through once and took another sheet. Very simple, logical stuff. Closed the book and recalled the whole derivation without looking. And what I saw was actually fascinating. Considering all other derivations, that one would stick in my brain for way longer time than any other one, which I just glanced through, it would just vaporize. R for the first is refocus. Refocus on what matters. It's also called active recalling. When you do not look at a thing and retrieve the information from your brain, it has shown that you remember that data for a longer time. I'll give you a real life example on how you can use it. For example, next time you meet a person, I've seen so many times that before I used to remember their face and never their names. If this has happened to you, it happens to many people actually. You just remember them, oh, I've seen them somewhere, but I don't remember their name. So if that ever happens to you, from next time what you can do is go to them, speak with them, and this time try to actively recall their name. Use their name again and again while speaking to them, or write it down somewhere. Next time, when you go and meet them, you this time remember their name. There is one more technique, an amazing technique which memory athletes use to remember names very easily, which I won't cover here. Using visualization, you can remember names instantly and quickly. So that is also sharpening your memory, which I teach, by the way, in my student workshop. So what you do is start thinking like a teacher, like you're going to teach someone, and you have to teach it without looking, of course. We learn more when we teach others. Let me tell a quick story of what used to happen before. Sometimes wanted a key, basically like a house key or something. And my parents would have given me the responsibility to have the key. But when they asked the next time, I realized I don't know where it is. That means I had lost it. Yes, and after finding a lot, I did find it eventually. But has this ever happened to you? You just forget where you keep things. That's where the O in the ROAR, the line ROAR, comes in, which is organize. What change I made is, from next time, whatever item I need, it's going to be there in the same location. For example, my pen drive, which I, by the way, used to make this video, and all the big file is kept right here in my drawer. It's going to be here always, and I'm never going to change it. Organizing the things pretty well so that it doesn't get cluttered too much in our brain. This is one of the often overlooked concepts. You don't have nice organized, notes. You don't know where to refer to. It's all scrambled here and there. If you organize it well and you know exactly where it is, you can just go and your memory will become sharper. It's a very good catalyst in this framework. You know, the most crazy part about movies is they just stick in our brain. It just doesn't go away. Sometimes we remember the movies dialogue by dialogue, if you have ever noticed. And this is the crazy part about movies and not crazy part about, other studies, because we just forget studies, but movies, oh my goodness, we remember every single thing. So what do? We extract the core principle of movie and boom, put it into studies. So what is that in movies usually? Perfect, I'll reveal the answer. It is, in movies, there is action, there is emotion, there is crazy stuff going on, there's a blast, there is something going on, and your mind is like, oh my goodness, I gotta remember that. That's why we remember movies a lot. There is action, emotion. So A stands for adding action and emotion. Now you're like, how do I add action? So what you can do is, this sounds crazy, but imagine this, you're studying about bacteria. And how is it moving? How does a bacteria move? You are standing in front of the bacteria. You became Ant-Man, you shrink down, and you just close your eyes and visualize you're standing in front of the bacteria, and you imagine it. You add movement, you visualize the bacteria is moving. You're studying about nutrition and some foods which you're talking about. Imagine tasting the food. If I tell you to imagine how lemon tastes in your mouth if you just squeeze it in, oh, that's sour. In real life, when we do hands-on things, for example, we hands-on build a robot, we remember it longer than if we just read. How do you build a robot? It's like step 1, connect, step 2, this. But if we actually build it together, that's why children remember it a lot. And the final R of the ROAR framework is repeat it smartly. This is called the technique of spaced repetition. So you take your hand, you mark it down now, 24 hours, 48 hours, 1 week and 1 month. So what is this? You take any topic, not any easy topic. It needs to be a topic which you find difficulty in. For example, if you find difficulty in Newton's law of motion, consider that. You revise it now, 24 hours later, 48 hours later, 1 week later and 1 month later. Put it in your calendar. You can take a Google calendar if you want, Google any calendar, or your physical calendar. Mark the harder topics. For example, in this case, Newton's law of motion. If you find photosynthesis, by the way, another topic is easy, don't mark it. It's going to be a waste of time because you already find it's easy. If you want to know the 3 memory myths which might be ruining your memory, click right here and see you there, and take care till then. Bye-bye.